Hey YouTube, today I was down at Kilmarnock dropping off a bass and talking to my pal Taylor, which it turned out to be a 45-minute conversation. Just as a wee warning, if you're Scottish, it'll be fine, you'll understand it. We're in a kind of echoey room, it's quite reverby, and get two Scottish people in a room talking to each other, blah, 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 blah. So we'll have a slightly abrupt ending and a starting, just as a wee warning that you might not necessarily be able to follow us, because we're just talking rather than Scott's quite good because he kind of slows me down a bit. He talks very quietly because he's used to dealing with people who aren't Scottish, so he speaks slower and stuff, whereas me and Taylor just be a da 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 da. So part 1. Is it on? Although I have to edit it. It's on! Hey YouTube! I'm here with Taylor. Taylor playing music. You can't see me because of that stop button, that will be on the screen.
Yeah, but that's not going to make it in the video, so it'll be fine.
No, that'll be fine.
Cool.
Yes,
Cool.
so we're in the Yamaha music school. So today's video is sponsored by Yamaha. Not really sponsored at all, but if Yamaha want to give me a guitar, I'll have a Rev Star. That'd be nice. I've never played a P91, but
You're in for a treat.
yes, yeah, I can imagine. Well, that red one I had a couple of weeks ago was stunning. Great guitar. And this one is currently for sale by yourself.
Buy it.
Buy it. This is an SA something that we do.
SA500.
SA500.
There's
The higher the number, generally the better the guitar.
Well, discontinued.
Right.
So you don't get those anymore. But yeah, I got it, and then basically within weeks ended up with my Aria Pro 2 ES. God, what's the number on it? It's the ES 7. Is it a 750 WA?
Right.
Yeah, so it's 335 style, walnut finish. I want to say 750 is the number on it, but yeah, I got that, and it's basically, I'm like you, I'm not a massive 335 semi-hollow kind of guy.
Yeah.
One's enough, and I found my ultimate one, and it's like 44 years old, and it's all scuffed, and I love it. So that one would really do someone else better. So
Yes. I mean, even just looking at it, the fanciness of it. It's got, it doesn't have F-holes, it's got these. The bridge is kind of different. These unit things that are sort of individual saddles are unique, different. It's kind of... No, it's lovely. It's lovely. I remember you telling me it was in, when you found it, it's like, should I buy this? And I was like, can I get to the shop before you can get to it? No, you haven't. Yeah.
That was a pure fluke, that one. We'll get back to that and go through them in a kind of
Anyway, you like.
Basic to tasty. So, I work for a Yamaha music school. I'm a Yamaha guitar teacher, and I teach Yamaha stuff, but today we're just going to talk about Yamaha guitars. I own 3 of these currently, 2 of them up for sale, and then I've got a couple of the ones that actually belong to the music school here that I play quite often. I was just going to talk about them and how much I dig them and how they're all built like trucks and do lots of great things. So, starting with this one here, this is just your kind of super entry level old Pacifica 012.
012, right.
So, the older ones seem to all be 112s. I don't know if the 0 was like they managed to bring in a new, much cheapness one. But
The older ones, there's a couple of natural ones, and then you have to just do one.
Nice. We've got 7 here that have been through the wars for the last 20 years, being played by kids.
These ones,
yeah.
I really like these.
Yeah, they're fun, but if you look at the colour, look at the neck.
Oh my god, that's just dirt.
Yeah.
I can't believe I touched that.
It's not dirt, that's just the sweat of a million people. So
is that worse than the sweat of a million people worse than
I wouldn't lick it or anything.
No,
it's fine.
No.
Is that not a 10-pole Tudor song? No, it's not. That's something else.
Song of 1,000 Men, I know that. I used to play that song because it was in a film called Scientists and Pirates or something.
The only thing I'm a bit younger than you see, but I only remember him as being the guy that took over on the Crystal Maze.
I remember that, yes. Temple.
So, this here technically belongs to me for the moment, but I think maybe I'm just going to sell it to one of my students or something. I massively rate these as starter guitars. I think for the price point, spend the same amount of money on a Squire, especially a modern Squire, and it's not even comparable. This is great. I got this for a steal, gave it to my niece, taught her for a couple of years, and then she became a teenager and started rebelling against all things that are cool and started playing football and stuff like that. So I did say any musical instruments that I give to kids in the family and stuff always come with this wee kind of added caveat. If it doesn't get played back to me, I'll get it to someone who will play it. These aren't ornaments, or they really shouldn't be. Yeah. So I got this back, and
I want to mention the fact that the French won't have needed done that when you got it.
No, not at all.
I was talking to a guy yesterday who was trying to swap me a Squire. It was like a sounded fantastic metallic orange Squire that he paid £250 for.
Yeah.
And I've just got it back from Guitar when I got the frets done, and it was only 3 months old. It was like basically £250 when they got a guitar that didn't play because the frets were pure terrible. You don't get terrible frets on a Yamaha when you buy new.
Usually it's around the 15, 16 is where I find it's as if there's a point they've got to and then they maybe kind of skive for a couple of them, and then the rest are fine. Right. I don't know why there's a few guitars.
That's not the Scott always talks about the fender hump.
Alright.
You see where the bolts come through from the back of the neck. They kind of the wood behind expands and pops some the frets.
Wow, maybe there's a point to that, yeah, because I'm finding it's always frets 15 and or 16 that I usually have a bit of bother with if I've got it. I only had my first stab at doing frets yesterday, and it was not a very pretty but a functional job. But I think I'll just leave it to the people that know what they're doing. Yeah. It was on that wee £20 Squire I got with the bash in the arse of it, so
yeah. That's the way to do
it. It kind of does everything. I think I was up there, we were debating whether or not it would be worth sticking a wee couple of mods in this. Usually what I do, your kind of HSS, is an option to coil split this and then a Gilmore switch, so that you're getting the additional, what would that bring up to 11 sounds? Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 8, 9.
Oh, yeah. Oh no, you're using 2 switches, right? Okay, yeah, so probably.
Yeah,
I've got a 3-way switch.
Oh,
an alpha switch. So in the middle it's off, which I like because it means you know it's off, and you push it forward, it splits that, add that to that, and if you push it back, it just splits that. So it basically doesn't give you all the sounds that you get out of 2 switches.
Yeah, I've got a Squire. I've got a Squire in the house. It was one of my kind of lockdown projects, and it's got one of your Seymour Duncan Low 59 humbucker size, single coil size humbuckers down here.
Yeah.
And I just added a toggle here and a toggle here, so Gilmore toggle and split toggle, so you can, yeah. Funnily enough, when you have all the pickups on at the same time, I think it sounds quite crap. It's just very indistinct.
It's not
too flat.
Sometimes it works, see, because I'm kind of making the bucky casts and stuff using really weird pickups, basically ones I find. Sometimes it works really well when you've got like horrendously mismatched pickups. Just kind of the point. It sometimes does something about the 3 on is not really. It's there.
When you're talking about mismatched pickup, I was watching the other day. I was watching the review that Foxy did of your Buckstang thing that you sent him. And I think it's funny that when you were doing the videos, you were sitting there bitching about the correct pickups, and then when he goes to play, he's like, "Ooh, what is this? This is very nice." And it's like, it's funny how you take it out, you put it in another guitar, and all of a sudden it breathes a bit of life.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you put it in as this is just like a low power P90. But a low power P90 is a mega one of them, a mega single coil. Whereas if you're wanting a P90. It's a low power P90, it doesn't have the bite in the drive, it works really well in the neck position on a strap, so like the other one. It's going in the bridge of something at some point. But a Gretsch, it goes like up here, this sounds like a Gretsch, can you put...
Can you make it not sound like a Gretsch?
That's about it. What you can do with that is, I don't think it does it, you get automatic power splitting.
In the position 2?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Which is... No, just do that one would be split.
Yep.
No, it's not. It's not really. It's a little bit plastic.
It's not a bad sound, it's just not as nice as proper straps do.
Yes.
Which is probably one of the only uses I would have. Well, with the Gilmore switch as well, I would always go split on the outside, telly, split here is more stratty. The only side that when I've got the split here, the one that I basically never use is full bridge split.
Right.
It's too thin and yeah, I'm not. It's too.
I like my horrendous fuzz pedals,
Oh,
and the horrendous fuzz pedal that just goes sounds great when I press pick up.
It's just too brash.
Yes, but then if you use the horrendous fuzz pedal, then brash is the gash. There's a t-shirt for you.
Brash is the gash.
Brash is the gash. Brash isn't necessarily gash.
Well, that delay's a bit horrendously loud. You will notice that on all the Pacificas in here, all the ones that can take a lamp, well, they have them removed.
Yes.
Because the wains are just and don't knock the thing. I go around tuning these bloody things and then they get knocked out of tune so easy.
Yes.
So aye.
Just hard-tailed bastards.
Well, why don't we go to that one next then?
Yes.
So, I mean, is there anything else really to say about this?
It's like, I think basically if you look at the price of whatever the equivalent Squire is, and then add on what the £80 to get the French done, they're actually cheaper than the Squire.
Aye. So
Easy.
big fan. And this is one of your newer ones with the the more kind of blocky writing rather than the old school ones with the scripty thing. But as you can see, there's actually a mix. At some point, I've actually bought some new ones in here.
Yeah.
But aye. So I think this is.
the tuning fork thing on it.
If you look closely, everything in this room, nearly everything in this room has tuning forks on it. Like.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Because the mixing desk.
I think it's a thing. I think for boat engines have that as well.
That's the bikes as well. I think so. It must have been the music stuff originally. Okay. So now this is a 311H Pacifica. So it's not your kind of proper top of the line stuff. H for hardtail, which
Okay.
I like the fact.
And the 1-1, with the first number generally one humbucker, one single coil. So that's a 2-1.
012.
012, so it's one humbucker, two single coils.
Technically,
And this will be a.
I don't think
that's a
when you
500
go to your Websters and other kind of things, it's as if they kind of break away from that convention. But
Is it? What's that one?
that is a 502. No, you're right enough. That's a 502.
Oh, that's right. Aye, so the 520 is the other one with the two humbuckers in it. Two humbuckers.
Aye, the red one's a 32. That red one there's a 320.
Yeah, so that's a 302 or a 502.
Yeah.
So it's zero single coil, zero humbuckers. Yeah. I had shot one of these. I think it was a 600 series one.
Yeah.
See this layout of having a humbucker with a coil split on it.
Yeah.
And a P90 in the neck. That's a tasty
It
combination.
gives you everything, it really does. The only thing that I've been kind of trying to find the things that I think are missing from it a little bit though. So, let's just go back to we'll go through the sounds on it clean first. Split.
Yeah.
Middle, both.
Middle with that split slightly.
Lots more telecast there.
Yeah.
And then the P90. I used to be solidly a kind of. When I was younger, I only used the bridge pickup for everything because it was metal bands and stuff. And then I kind of started getting more into the neck pickup thing. And I'm like, I only use this and yes, I never use things in between middle pickup. And now I find myself just changing my mind every so often.
I'm still can't be convinced that the middle pickup on the Strat's the one. If there was one sound you didn't want, or you didn't need, is the middle pickup on its own. But you need the middle pickup to get positions 2 and 4.
There's a video I was watching because I too pondered these things, and I was like, what is the middle pickup for? Right? I think not that it's your bag at all, but like I think Stevie Ray Vaughan was fond of the middle pickup for certain
I think
things.
Clapton was as well.
Yeah. Aye. The less said about him, the better. That's the racist pickup then. Xenophobic middle pickup.
Yes.
But it's in conjunction, positions 2 and 4 I think is where it really kind of shines. On its own, the only thing I tend to use a middle single coil pickup for, I can't remember where I read it and it was described as the country pickup.
Oh,
so
right.
when we're doing stuff in the wedding bands where I'm doing that Tennessee 2 kind of that kind of banjo-y kind of stuff, Johnny Cash and things like that, I'll use it for them, but then I usually use it and then maybe when I ramp up for a solo, I'll put a bit of gain with it, And then later on, when I'm going to a full thing, just usually hammer it onto the bridge, because my Variax is HSS as well, so gives...
It's just one of those things that it's just whatever fits you in the mix most. So by having a single pickup, you could be sitting in, I suppose, in a band with two Telecaster players, one of them using bridge pickup, one of them using the neck pickup, and you're like, oh, but a Strat use another one. Because obviously the in-between positions were never a thing.
Aye.
They only had a three-way switch. So who would have thought of that at that point?
Yeah, recording as well, it's nice to kind of flick between things,
yes.
stereo pan them together and you get loads of nice...
Even when I'm doing the messing about with the, the loop pedal or something, it's like, when you're doing the rhythm track for the loop pedal, don't use your favourite sound, because that means when you use your favourite sound for playing over the top of it, it's the same sound and you can't hear it.
Yeah, I play this a lot, and that's, just all the wear on the neck and stuff. That's just me sitting in here teaching five. I'm sounding like that Little Britain sketch. To the Fad, day after day after day, stuck in the shop, the wee woman. Right. That's what I sound like there. Yeah. I enjoy my job. This has an interesting feature. I don't know if you've noticed that. It's got fender tuners on it. It does have fender tuners. So these originally come with they've got locking ones on it. Even just the spec of the 300 one, that's like a tusk nut and string trees and stuff. Is it standard? Self-lubricating. As a standard. It's real no expense, and it's just too strong. That's too strong. Super. So when you're talking about your telly sound being, aye, but it does have, this one in particular has a set of Fender, there we go, Fender tuners on it, and this is purely because I might have to run and get one of the other three ones just to show you. They've got locking tuners on them, but they're one of these funny ones that there's almost two parts to the machine head, and when you thread the string, and obviously when you're doing your launches, you're going as taut, because you're not really after winds. When you start turning it, I think it's only the inside turns or something, and then when the outside one catches on, that's the locking mechanism. There's some sort of weird spring mechanism in the top of it. And when I was playing this one day, I think I turned around and walloped the top of this E string off of a music stand in here, and it just popped off, and I could not get it back on. I couldn't find if there was a wee bit missing. Yeah. So it went to the local luthier, and he just ended up slapping these Fender ones on it. But it's a hardtail, and it's absolutely fine. And I've always liked those kind of nice chunky Fender ones. I'm not into locking tuners. I can sort of see if you're changing strings every 10 minutes. How many sets of strings do you change a day? You change the strings 12 times every single day? No, that's fine. I use elixirs.
Nah.
In fact, I think that's a set of elixirs that are on. I think they've been on there for about 3 years, and they're not shiny anymore. But no, it's not. No, they do. Elixirs do go, but they don't go unplayable. I think is the difference. I've noticed that in a couple of grand guitars. And I'm sorry about the abrupt ending, but yes. So that was part one of me down at Taylor's. I'm going to do this, I'm just doing this wee intro thing. So I will see you in part 2, which will be whether I put it on immediately after it or I put it on tomorrow. Whatever. Rock on. Cheers, Taylor. If you want to buy is that the one where we're talking about this D35? It's on Facebook Marketplace. I'll send you a link if you want a Yamaha S something 500. It's really good. Rocking.